I have a new lens. We're going to try it out today. Oh, and... no, other way. Ha! I have a new microphone. It's called the Fiduce. The Fiduce. I don't know why. News from the booth! Hey, villagers. Welcome back to the VoiceOver Village. I'm Rick McIver, your village idiot and admittedly mannish boy. I ordered this microphone because it was called the Fiduce. I mean, not really. I mean, there was another reason. I am curious, although I am very childish. I was curious because it is a combo mic. It has an XLR and a USB connector, and those are interesting to me. I have a couple of them already, and I want to see how this compares because it was relatively inexpensive. Fiduce seems to be a company that is flooding the market with, I don't want to say knockoffs, but lookalikes. Does this microphone happen to look like any other mic you've possibly seen before? This is a silver one, but still, it looks a lot like the Shure. It's not uncommon. I think Behringer has even gone so far to have a microphone called like the Sasquatch or something that's supposed to compare with the Yeti. I mean, it's a little on the nose, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, they have like a Rode wireless mic lookalike. They have the HyperX lookalike. This looks like the MV7. So is it any good? That's my question. Before you spend your hard-earned cash, let's find out how it sounds. Fiduce. Now, this is not an unboxing video, but let's take a look at what comes in the box. A little tab to open it. Really, you got to be smarter than the box to get it out. There you go. Not hard, I'm just dumb. Instructions. Oh, yeah. Oh, it comes with an XLR cable. USB-C to USB-C. And it looks like a little adapter, 5" to 3/8" adapter. And the microphone itself, big drum roll, the Fiduce. Oh, I cannot stop laughing at that. This is going to be a long video if I can't stop laughing. Enough of my yammering. Let's hook it up and hear how it sounds. Okay, we've hooked up the Fiduce. We are now listening to it. However, it looks like you can't see it because I'm wearing a black shirt. Big brain. Hang on. Better. This is probably more appropriate for the rest of the video anyway. Okay. The Fiduce. I got it. I'm here. This is the new microphone from Fiduce. It's called the SL40. And obviously, it's a podcast microphone. You're not allowed to do anything else with it other than podcast. Oh, well. Here are all the specs that you can actually look up online, so there's really no point in me talking about them. But here they are, just in case you wanted to know. This microphone is made in China, and it is a cardioid dynamic microphone that runs off USB-C. I'm going to put it up against two other microphones. One, the Samson Q9U. This is a USB XLR microphone. It's a little more expensive. And then you have the Shure MV7. I've had this microphone a while, and I have given it to one of my kids, and they use it constantly. So both of these mics are put to good use all the time. They've been around a couple of years. This is brand new. There shouldn't be any difference in quality as far as sound goes, but keep that in mind as we're going through the review. These look almost identical. I mean, look at that. This has got little ridges. Fiduce has ridges. Oh, God. I'm serious. Functionally, this microphone has a little mute button right up here in the middle, in between the little yoke. The design is good because it looks exactly like this, which is a good design. This is the mute button. Let's test it out. Here I am talking and pushing the mute button. Is there an audible click? And I come back, but there's no audible click when I come back. But it does come in really hot when I come back. That's interesting. Let's push it again one more time. And there was the click you could hear. I need a drink. Boy, don't we all. The mute button also functions as a function button. You hold it down 2 seconds, and it toggles between the headphone volume and the actual gain setting on the mic. So let's try it out. We're going to push it down, hold it for 2 seconds. 1, 1000, 2, 1000. Oh, yep, switched right over. Now I am adjusting the headphone volume. I bet you can hear that clicky, clicky, click. It doesn't sound much different when I'm adjusting the headphone volume. I'm plugged right in the back, yeah? Let me just hold it down. Is that Does its headphones get quieter? No. I'm same volume in my headphones. Am I doing it wrong? I don't think so. So it doesn't seem like the volume settings work. Let's try the gain adjust. All right, gain. Here I am. Pizza's perfect with... No, I'm going to just go up. Is it getting louder? Is it getting louder? Can I tell on my monitors that it's... Or my monitor here that it's getting louder? Doesn't sound like it's getting louder. I can hear the click. Let's hold the volume button down all the way. Not getting louder. Let's go down. Getting quiet. So apparently it was set at max volume when it comes out of the box. The headphone volume thing doesn't seem to work, but the gain setting does. So let's do all the classic tests, right? Here I am talking into the front of the mic. This is a cardioid polar pattern, so it should have a little bit of give left to right when I talk so that it doesn't fall off too dramatically. Now let's do the off-axis rejection. Here I am talking directly into the front of the mics, how it sounds. I'm about a fist away, maybe a little bit more than a fist away. And I'm talking 90 degrees straight off the mic, and this is how it sounds. It's pretty quiet off the side of off-axis rejection. And around the back, this is how it sounds, 90 degrees off the back of the mic. And the other side, about 90 degrees off the mic. And here I am right on the front of the mic. Pizza's perfect with pineapple on top. Pizza's perfect with pineapple on top. Pizza's perfect with pineapple on top. Let's do crosstalk, because that's how I really do a microphone. Pizza's perfect with pineapple on top. Pizza's perfect with pineapple on top. Still picks up a little bit. It does have a foam windscreen. Comes right off. Oh, that's a satisfying sound. Pizza's perfect with pineapple on top. Pizza's perfect with pineapple on top. Let's put the windscreen back on. It looks a little... makes me uncomfortable. Let's put that cover back on. It's attached to this desk over here. So for the handling noise, I'm going to tap over here. And then I'm going to tap the boom arm. Tap the yoke. It doesn't have any shock mount of any kind. So, you know, it's pretty much just hard mounted right into there. So just be careful when you're handling the mic. Okay, proximity test. This is where I normally speak, about a fist away from one of these microphones. Let's get right up on it, shall we? This is what the holy crow, that gets loud. Okay, I'm going to have to lower my volume a little bit. This is the proximity effect, where I'm right on the microphone, a finger, maybe two away. It's pretty bassy. I'm going to get off about, a fist away from the microphone, and let's do... This is what it sounds like when it's 2 fists away. So if you're using this for gaming and you have it setting on your desk, it might be this far away from you. Something to consider. Falls off pretty quickly. Okay, we kind of have to hustle here because we have a lot to compare against. This is the Fiduce. It's hooked up via USB, and this is how it sounds. We're going to compare it against the MV7 and the Q9U, but we're going to do comparisons for both the USB and the XLR. That's because these are combo mics, and that's what you do. So this is the Fiduce. This is how it sounds. Let's go over to the Samson. And what we have in front of us right now, this is the Samson Q9U. This microphone has been out for several years. But to be fair, it's a lot more expensive than the Fiduce. You're going to spend a lot more cash on the Samson. I have to stop. The components in here are going to be a little bit more high quality, and I would expect it to sound a little bit better as well. Let me know what you think. Make sure you're wearing your headphones so that you get a good idea of what this actually sounds like. So this microphone doesn't have a headphone volume control, but it does have a mid-boost and a low cut filter on it. But I have these settings flat because I think that's the fairest thing to do. Plus I'm using the windscreen, which I probably wouldn't do if I was on a call or something or using it for a podcast. I'd probably take the windscreen off. But because we're using the windscreen with this, I thought it would be fair to have the windscreen on this one as well. So this is the Samson Q9U. This is how it sounds. Let's go back to the Fiduce. And we're back on the Fiduce. Now, if we don't keep going quickly, this is going to take for Fiduce and ever. And we don't want it to take that long. So let's cut over to the Shure. And this is the Shure MV7. This one is very popular among USB XLR combo mic enthusiasts. And for good reason. It's quite a crisp, lovely sound that comes out of this microphone. It has a pretty good low end. It doesn't sound muffled at all, but the low end is present enough It has definitely a sparkly mid and a crispy high. There's a lot of people that like that sound. It's a very modern sound. This microphone specifically is a couple of years old, and so it uses the mini USB connection. It is not a USB-C connector, which the Q9U is, and so is the Fiduce. So keep that in mind. There's no other fancy switches on this microphone. No mid boost, no low cut, no anything like that. It does have a volume control for the headphones and a gain control for the microphone itself. High quality, really good microphone. Definitely costs more than a Fiduce. You can kind of hear the difference. Let's go back to this one. And we're back on the Fiduce. Next up, we're going to check how they sound using their XLR outputs. And for that, I think we should go to the booth. And here we are in my booth, 2 microphones in my face. We have the Fiduce and the the MV7. Sorry, took me a second there. Both of these microphones right now are using their XLR outputs. And one of the benefits of having an XLR microphone is it's a lot easier to have 2 microphones going at the same time. And yes, I know you can set up like a virtual machine on your Mac to have 2 USB inputs at the same time. I've done it, but it's a pain. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What can I say? But these are how these 2 microphones sound against each other. And based on how the Fiduce looks and its setup and its like almost exact copy, I'm guessing they were going after the market that is interested in the MV7. Hopefully, this is giving you a good idea of what these 2 microphones sound like side by side, doing a quick A/B back and forth. Hopefully, you can hear a difference between these 2 microphones. This one's more expensive. Is it worth it? We'll find out after I'm done editing. However, we have one more mic to compare the Fiduce to, and it's the FQ 9U. Never mind. Let's just go to the other mic. Okay, and we're back. We now have the Samson Q9U on my left here and the Fiduce on my right. So again, both of these microphones are using their XLR outputs, and they are gain balanced and headed over to my Apollo interface, which admittedly has a pretty good preamp in it. So hopefully it'll make these mics sound a little bit better. I turned everything else off. My Manly VoxBox that I use for VO is off. It's just straight using the Apollo preamp. So this is how these microphones sound. A little bit of controversy on this microphone. Some people really like it, some people don't. There are creators on YouTube that have reviewed this mic and really don't like it. Really a lot don't like it. They think the low end is way too loose and that it just sounds too muffled or too bassy. It gives it a FM sound. It's not clear enough. Whatever. One of the great things about it is it does have these settings on the back. You can, drop off the low end, and then you can boost your mids, and you can get a completely different sound. It gives you a lot of options, whereas something like the Fiduce, you're kind of stuck with what you forgot when you paid for it. So, this kind of back and forth isn't super fair. There aren't a lot of mics in this price range that offer the ability to use USB or XLR. So the next step here is to take all these audio files and all of this footage and edit it all together and listen a whole bunch of times and make my judgment call. Take it away, future me. I've been editing for a while and listening to it, and my initial thoughts were that this was a muffly, bass-heavy mic. But after listening to it for quite a while, it's more like the mic is scooped or processed before it reaches my audio recorder. Scooped is an old term from when we had equalizers that had, the strips and then the sliders, marking each frequency. And when you push the middle down, you reduce the mids, and that created kind of a scoop shape. That's what that means. And that's kind of how I feel what this mic is. The mids are gone. It's just low end and high end. And the low ends are really, really heavy, especially when you're right up on it, right? But I don't like the fact that it's processed before it gets to my recorder. That's a problem. The most popular sounds you hear right now are from mics that have kind of a mid boost to them because that cuts through mixes, that cuts through music, that gives it a presence. When you're listening to it on its own, it could be deceiving. That's why people like those Beats headphones so much, because they're scooped, they're EQ'd, and everything sounds really vibrant and big. The problem is that scooped sound isn't an accurate representation of your voice, and that's not cool. It doesn't have a lot of noise. It's fairly quiet, which gives it a big plus. You run the risk, though, of sounding like you're talking through a pillow. It's very dark and muffly sounding. I don't like it for my voice. Maybe you would like it for your voice. If you have a higher sibilant kind of voice, this could work for you. Thanks for watching my channel. I hope this review has been helpful of the Fiduce. Until next time.